What's going on in this neck of the woods? Yeah, so I got sent this. Even though it's a couple days old, December 23rd, it is now the 31st. New Year's tonight. This must be the dumbest journalist of all time. At Paramos tries to. Yeah, we're going to look at her here in a moment. Tries to convince two Trump supporters that there's no scientific evidence that proves different ethnicities have different genetics. Even citing the NIH as a source, this is patently a false statement that only the lowest IQ'd woke journalist would make. It took me about 30 seconds to confirm that the NIH does indeed support the science of genetic differences in different ethnicities. So, let's go to full screen and let's watch the video.
You've said things like black women are biologically different than white women.
Yes, they have different fertility windows. They have a higher rate of fertility complications, 50%
But there's no
higher
scientific evidence to prove that.
Black folk also have higher bone density and higher protein synthesis.
A black woman and a white woman are genetically different, right? This is like.
What are you talking
no, they are.
This is
about?
according.
Yeah.
No.
Look at the white man. He's turning pink.
Like literally, there are genes that code for their skin color. There are genes that...
Again, this is like government data. This is EMI, right? This is the National Institute of Health. This is the American Medical Association. Like there is no scientific evidence to prove that.
And that's a
different
big
races-
problem, right? Because
No,
a lot of
there's no scientific
and that's
evidence
why I
around
asked.
things like IQ differences. Black people are genetically different from other populations.
And I'll say that again. There is no scientific evidence to prove that, right? And as people
I'm sorry.
There is no scientific evidence to prove that. And she's just so sure of herself. Like, I don't care what you people say, you're heretics to my religion. It's just the absolute smarm here.
Stating, do you want to ask an AI if there's scientific evidence to prove that?
No, I want to ask.
No,
This
because
is
what you're
purely based
stating
on.
is just factually incorrect. Humans are genetically diverse. It's not a bad thing that humans
I'm not
are
saying it's
genetically
ever, no,
diverse.
I'm not saying it's a bad or a good thing. I'm saying there is no scientific evidence.
There's no bad or good thing. We're all the same. Yeah, no?
I'm saying that is a factually...
he's saying that there is scientific
There
evidence.
is scientific evidence. There is
Based on-
overwhelming scientific
based
evidence.
on-
It is
and
the
this is-
basics... No. This is like saying the sky is not blue. Like, it is genes that code their skin color, right? Those genes are obviously different in them than they are in us. How is that not science? That's
Just the look of absolute disgust on her face.
just like a basic fact. The genes that code their skin color, their level of melanin production, are different from my genes that
And I
code
think,
melanin production.
and that's precisely why I was asking this question, because I think for some people that do believe, like you, that people are genetically different, that has historically been used to promote racial hierarchies, right? And that's why I'm asking you.
To prove that because people are genetically different, that is used to promote racial hierarchies. And... what? So she doesn't believe that genetics exists just because a couple people decide to use that to say, hey, this is why I'm better than this race or that race. Not everyone who believes in genetics is a Nazi.
But so what
Because you
makes
do
All right, let's take a gander at some of the things that she likes to say. Let me just have this dramatic picture of me staring into the camera as I bear the weight of the world on me. Defectors rise of the Latino far right and what that means for America. If I could just get this book for free because I don't want to pay for it, that'd be great. Okay, she's reposting this thing from WAPO. Reposting. I want to know what the hell you have to say. Come on, do something besides repost. I think the whole reason why she reposts things is because people know that she's just a moron. There's no genetic differences. Our first episode, our conversation was Zorhan Mamdani. take a listen. Yeah, because that's not burning already. She doesn't really have anything to say. You know, I figured as a journalist she would have something to say. I mean, at this point, I feel like more of a journalist than her. And I've produced 2 books. But on the conversation. So, the Red Operative Leninist. This is literally one of the few guys who's ever posted anything correct about fascism. He posted a thing where it's like, he quoted Benito Mussolini where fascism is the merger of corporate and state power. He also posts plenty of content from the ACP, the American Communist Party. And you got to give them credit where they're due. The ACP was actually handing things out on Christmas. They were actually, trying to make the world a better place. So, got to give them a little bit of credit. But I'm pretty sure this guy is just, how do I put it? Red pill Marxism. I'm pretty sure he's just trying to make a couple bucks. Because this right here, if genes are real, how did Soviet ergonomist Trofman Lushenko debunk their existence 75 years ago? I need you to look into this man's eyes. Guy looks fucking insane. He did not debunk genes, but he rejected them ideologically, like the person we just looked at. Causing famines in the USSR, genes exist as confirmed by DNA evidence and modern genetics. Yeah. No, he didn't debunk genes. He debunked scientific method and replaced it with party loyalty. Shut the fuck up, you MH-loving clanker. Clanker? That's what you call robots. Calling this guy a bot, and of course they got into it. Now, me, I asked what reading material I should look into for this claim, because I'm genuinely curious. I mean, I would have loved to put this in my book. Though, being honest, I don't think I would have been able to find a place for this. And that book is right here, Of Evil Men, Volume 1. I'm actually going to do a cover change and add a new chapter. Because guess what? I can actually do that. That's the best part about Amazon. I can actually add things to the books. But yeah, there's going to be a cover change, and it's going to be Volume 1, The Tyrants. And yeah. I think anyone with a brain knows exactly what happened here. The way she looked at those other 2, which I'm going to guess they're Christian conservative or Mormon or something along those lines. When they brought up genetics, that was, to this woman, heresy. And we can't have that, so but rather than, screaming at them like she obviously wanted to, she just tried to completely ignore them. Now, notice when she said that genetics have been used to justify racism. Yeah, but credit to her, yeah, it has been used. I mean, the Nazis did it. I mean, if you look at Planned Parenthood in the early 1900s, like the early days of Planned Parenthood, yeah, racism. However, she completely rules out genetics entirety, the entire field of genetics, just because of that one thing. And now we're all the same. It's ridiculous, especially since, I am living proof of genetics being a real thing. My mother, brown Asian, not going to say what kind, don't want to dox myself too much. Short, guess who also is short? Me. My mom's 5'1", I'm 5'5". My father, about 6.5 foot tall. My brother, 6.5 foot tall. This nose? It's my mother's nose. The brown skin that I also share with that woman? My mother's skin, because my dad, he burns in the moonlight. Okay, I could have come up with a better joke for that, but, he's white. That being said, If we really think about this, yeah, genetics is obviously a thing that exists. There are differences between the races. It does, however, get hyper exaggerated in certain cases and certain things, and I believe there's a lot of things that you won't, that if you want to, you can, if you find a way, if you're taught properly, you can actually overcome certain things. Certain things. But I'm not going to go into that because it's going to go into a whole nother tirade about overcoming the things that are supposed to be limiting to you and, self-limiting behaviors. And that could just be the whole I used to be a life coach sort of thing, but, it's unimportant. The fact is, she completely discounted genetics because it was against her religion. It was heresy. And we also looked at that other guy, which I thought was just interesting. And I'm not saying she's a communist, but I mean, it is the same type of thought process here. The guy literally made famines because he decided he was going to just completely ignore genetics. I'm going to look into that guy a little bit more. But yeah, there's this incredibly weird sense of superiority amongst those people. It's insane to me. This weird sense of superiority. They completely discount anything that can be said if it's proven. And Don Keith, he said he proved it immediately afterwards. It took him less than 5 seconds. And it's strange. That same weird sense of superiority has people thinking that they know best when they don't. Look at Mao and his thought that he was the smartest motherfucker in the room. Look at what happened. He created the Great Leap Forward, which is going to be either the next video or the one afterwards. And that led to mass famines that killed stupid high amounts of people. How many millions was it? The numbers can't give you an exact number. You can't get an exact number on it. That's how high it was. In between 30 million and 40 million. Regardless of which, unlike the Holodomor, where Stalin just didn't give a shit, this was done completely by incompetence. Which actually makes me a lot angrier. You see, Stalin didn't care. Mao, he was just a moron. Oh, well, we'll focus on steel production. We're going to take some people out of the collectives to make steel in the backyards. Oh, wait. We still need to, get some crops? Okay, yeah. Kill the sparrow. We'll have more grain that way. Sparrows, which also ate the insects that also ate the grain. So, you see how this goes. And that's the thing that it worries me about the left, is that you see them with this weird sense of superiority and this idea that it's like, yeah, we can make things great. And their hearts are almost always in the right place, even though they get this weird smarmy ass attitude about it. But it always winds up failing horrifically. I've always said this, that the party of the left, the progressives, the Democrats, they are the party of bad ideas. Whereas the Republicans are the party of no ideas. I think Dave Chappelle also said something similar. Republicans can run things incredibly well. And Democrats, every once in a while, they come up with some good ideas that, actually propel things forward. But they have to fail 99 times before they come up with one good idea. And I haven't heard of any good ideas out of them in the past 10, 15 years. Because this is the same party that thinks that mutilating children is a good idea to keep them from killing themselves. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, that's all for the video. Like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, we got merch, we got a Buy Me a Coffee, we got a Patreon, and we also got the book. There's a new book coming along, and, well, there's going to be more information on that soon enough. Anyways, February 1st, that's the release date. Have a good one, guys.